Welcome back to Grow Your Own Vegetables, where a community of trusted teaching partners helps you grow real food in any space, in every season. What if you never had to buy spices from a jar again? Most of us assume spices are too tricky to grow, that they belong to faraway farms in exotic climates. The truth is, almost every spice in your cabinet can be grown right at home, and they're often more beautiful than your vegetables. What you're about to watch is a live talk given at one of our past Grow Your Own Vegetables events, recorded for gardeners just like you. Today's teacher is Tasha Greer, a homesteader, author, and lifelong spice gardener who grows almost every flavor in her kitchen cabinet right from her own backyard. Today, Tasha is walking you through her own spice garden, from how to grow ginger and turmeric at home to the surprising spices that double as stunning flowers, plus the one spice you should plant right now if you want to harvest this year. Pour yourself some tea. Let's spend a little time together. For more information, free resources, and gentle guidance, you can find us at growyourownvegetables.org. And to grow alongside other gardeners just like you, join our free community at gyov.org. Settle in. You're going to enjoy this.
I can't wait to share all sorts of wonderful information about growing spices year-round with all of you viewers out there. And as you know, spices, they usually don't have a whole lot of calories, but they pack an enormous health punch. And that's one of the reasons that I absolutely love them. The other reason is because they're stunningly beautiful. And I think I would grow a lot of spices even if I didn't eat them. And for me to say that is phenomenal because I'm a homesteader and pretty much everything I grow is to be eaten. Okay, but I just got to go on record and say this. Every time I come to one of these events, I'm always secretly hoping to get to see inside somebody's garden. So today, that's what we're going to do. Contrary to what you may have heard, spices actually do need to be loved and cared for. So regular watering, pond water, or anything without chlorine is going to be wonderful for your spices. Also, don't feel like you need to isolate them. They can grow right in with all of your other plants if you plant it right. Another really wonderful thing about spices is that they grow for very long periods of time. So here in the background, these plants back here, this is caraway. And caraway, it's already starting to go to seed. It actually started leafing out back in February, and now it's putting on all of its seeds, and it'll stand until July or August if I want it to. I could also dry the seeds earlier if I prefer not to leave them in the garden if I need that space for something else. And now garlic. Wow, that stuff is beautiful from when you plant it in fall all the way through until when you harvest it right around the summer equinox, maybe a little bit before or after depending on your conditions. And it also has a lot of terrific weed tolerance once it gets going. So it doesn't necessarily outcompete, but because you sow the garlic a lot deeper than some of the roots of the annual weeds that plague spring gardens. Now this is actually a hardneck variety, and so I really know it's going to be a few more weeks because with the hardnecks, these flower scapes come out, and it's about a week or two after that that you get to harvest. And this one is literally just peeking out. But now this guy over here is more mature. So what happens, they come out straight like that other example I showed you, and then the bigger they get, they start to curl. So once they make that first curl, that's when I really like to harvest them. And you just come down here, right here, cut that guy off, and they are a little bit tough, so you can't really break them so easily. So I usually just come out with some scissors and snip it off. And then you can take these guys and just salt, pepper, olive oil, and a light saute. They are so completely delicious. As for curing garlic, I left this example here, but this was just a garlic from last year that I left hanging just to see how long it would last. And it's actually lasted all winter long. It's still pretty hard. But that's all I do is just throw them over basically a hanging laundry line. I did get this one fresh one. You can just fold it over like that if you don't live in a very windy area, or you can twist them, you know. Some people braid, but I really, we're kind of in a humid climate, and for me, it's really important that each one be spaced out. So the next one will have a couple inches between this one and the one next to it. That way they have good air circulation and they don't touch each other while they're drying. The actual drying time is going to vary depending on where you live, your conditions, how dry your air is. So in my part of North Carolina, it usually takes maybe 3 or 4 weeks, sometimes a little bit longer. But when they have a nice papery coating, then you can store them wherever you normally store garlic. Now this is a superfood summit, and so I do just want to take a couple seconds to explain what makes spices such superfoods. Basically, they all are for different reasons and different benefits, but it comes down to 2 words: volatile compounds. The things that make spices so aromatic are also the things that make them so potent for your health. So for example, this horseradish preserved in vinegar, that's exactly what you need to knock your nose, sinus, and everything clear when you've got a bad cold. But all the other spices we've been talking about are great too. There's garlic, of course, ginger, turmeric. These guys have great antioxidant benefits, heart smart, heart healthy. All the peppers, that capsicum, that stuff is just so great for all sorts of inflammation kind of, protection. Then there's the dill seeds. These are wonderful for like your stomach. There's the chicory, which is fantastic for like a liver tonic. And then, sesame. Sesame is just a wonderful protein source. And once you toast it, you release all those volatile compounds and it just, blows you away with the aroma. And then let's not forget my personal favorite, mustard. This stuff, whether it's used as an oil, whether you toast it, whether you make a condiment out of it, it's just so good for you and it makes you feel so energetic. We've talked about a lot of things you can grow outside, but I don't want you to feel like you only have to garden outdoors to grow spices. I showed you the example of what I was growing inside. This is a little, indoor raised bed, essentially, where I've got 1 turmeric, 2 ginger, and 1 galangal growing. The galangal is smaller than the other 2 plants, so it won't occupy as much space. But I also have just a little tamarind growing right here. This guy's just getting going, but I'll keep it very small, and I'll actually do some root trimming and basically treat it like a bonsai. So I grow other things as well. So I need to water this guy. That's a perfect example of a plant that needs watering, but that's an avocado that I started from seed. And over here is the turmeric that has just kind of come out of a small container. Now, like I said, I won't get huge yields out of a space this small, but I'll get a beautiful plant. What I really want to show you though is this is a cutting of vanilla that I started not too long ago, and it's growing in orchid mix, and it's actually training itself to this window surface back here. So it's kind of suctioned on there with its roots, and so it will kind of just keep growing up. Now vanilla does need to grow up at least 3 feet and grow back down, so I'm actually training it up the mirror, and then I'll have it extend a little bit further up and then come down this wood panel over here. And it will take a few years because this is a non-ideal climate for it. But you can absolutely grow some spices indoors as well. I wanted to end today here in my greenhouse with my lovely cardamom. This is a very large plant It really only likes temperatures that stay above 55 and warmer, of course, during its growing season. But this is a lovely exotic, grows very much like the ginger, turmeric, and galangal that we've talked about. But the thing with cardamom is that you're going to get the seed pods from it. It's probably going to take somewhere from 3 to 5 years for this plant to get to mature size and want to flower. Giving you the aerial view there. And so for something like that, you need a lot of space. And that's where, if you get hooked on spices, you might need a greenhouse. The last little bit of information I want to leave you with is that the spice season starts right now. Go get your saffron corms, because that's the next thing to plant. You usually start those in like July or August, depending on your climate. And then you'll get your flowers a couple months later. After that is garlic, and garlic is going to sell out fast this year because there's so many new gardeners who want to try it. So make sure you get your seed garlic ASAP. You can also order perennial plants. So if you do want to try some of these exotics, you want to get already started plants and have them shipped to you in nice weather. So fall is like end of summer, beginning of fall, when it's not too hot, not too cold. That's a great time to order those plants. And also start thinking about seeds for next year, because things do sell out so fast now that you want to get your order in as soon as you can. I hope you guys really enjoy spice gardening and eat as many as you can. They're low calorie, high flavor, and potent volatile compounds.
If today's video helped, we'd love to invite you to something special. Every year, Grow Your Own Vegetables hosts the free Superfood Garden Summit, where dozens of gardening teachers share more videos just like the one you watched today, helping you grow healthier, more abundant food at home. Whether you join us live or watch the replay, grab your free ticket at the link in the description below. Thank you for spending this time with us.